Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another planty video. My name is Cassidy and my Instagram is at prairie.plantmom. And today I'm going to be showing you all my new greenhouse cabinet. So I'm going to be taking you through some of the steps that I took in building the cabinet, some of the hurdles, what I like about it, what I would change for next time, and just my overall thoughts. I did follow most of the steps on Planterior Decorator's De Tolf IKEA greenhouse cabinet video, so I will be linking that down below, and definitely go check that out if you are interested in learning the process. But I will be giving my review on some of the things that she used and just giving my overall opinions. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, then please stick around and let's get right into it. Okay, giving you a nice wide angle view so you can see the whole thing. This is what we've got going on so far. I have constructed the cabinet. I just took the shelves out temporarily so that they're not in the way while I'm trying to deal with the lighting and all that. But this is what we've got so far. So as you can see, I've got the weather stripping put in around the door. This is just 3M weather stripping I got from Amazon. So yes, it's just all around the door. And then I just cut it to be the right size. Pretty straightforward. So assembling the unit was not too difficult. The only thing that got me a little confused was back here. So at the very back, there are these plastic strips that you fit two of the glass panes into, and you just have to make sure that they are correctly oriented or else it will be impossible to get this top wooden piece on. So I would just say pay attention to the instructions when you're assembling it. Obviously, if you can find one of these things on like Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace or something like that, that would definitely be worth it because it would be pre-assembled and then you won't have to worry about putting it all together. So yeah, this is where we're at so far. For humidity, I just got this fountain. I decided not to do a humidifier just because in Planterior Decorator's video, she mentioned that the humidifier gives a very sort of wet humidity, whereas a fountain or other source of humidity will be a lot less like damp, which is important if you have an enclosed space, because if you have a really like wet, humid environment, that can cause rot, and that's what we're trying to avoid. These are the light bulbs that Planterior Decorator recommended, so I got those off Amazon. The cabinet itself is not very wide, so the traditional sort of strip style grow lights won't really fit very well, so that's why I opted for this style. And I'm just waiting on some cord organizers to come from Amazon so that I can attach them to the unit. This is just some of the leftover weather stripping that I got. I think it was like 16 feet in total, and I still have some left over. And then the only other thing I needed was a fan, and I got this fan also off Amazon, and I don't know, I expected it to be a lot smaller than it is, so I don't know, I might try it out. It's like kind of big, but it does have a fairly low setting that I think will be okay. If it doesn't work out, I'll just get some smaller like USB fans and figure that out later. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so basically what I've done here is I took some 3M cable managers. They're just like little, they have like little 3M strips on the back. So I use those to put up the lights. I'll just shut them off so I can show you. So I have just put them up there with those 3M little cable manager clips. And then I just have the cables running down the side. Same with this one, I did the same thing. You can see the little stickies, stuck it right to the glass. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do about these cords. They're just running out the side in the bottom. I think I might want to drill a hole into the bottom at the back just because this doesn't really allow for the door to close all the way. I can, but I kind of have to like force it and squish it, and I don't really want to have to do that. So I'm probably going to end up drilling a hole. That is where we're at with the lights. So we're pretty much all set up now. I'll take you inside and show you all of the little intricacies, but here's just sort of an overall view. The lights are really bright, so it's a bit difficult to see, but I'll take you inside and show you what I've got set up. So actually the fan worked out pretty well, honestly. I wasn't so sure about it because it is a pretty powerful fan, but it has a low enough setting, and I decided to not put anything else on the bottom quite yet, just because I don't have that many plants I need to put in here and I've got room for this fan, so we're just gonna go with this for now. So the cord for the fountain I just have going around behind and then down the back. Yeah, see, as the door stays open, the humidity is going down, and that's normal. So the cords are going down the back, the same place that I have the lights, and then they all just kind of trail out my room. I'm going to have to figure out a way to make sure that they don't get caught in the door. So I'm probably going to figure out some sort of like zip tie system so that I can bundle them together and keep them out of the way. It's like pretty messy on the other side of the door, so I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, so at the moment I just have like this jumble of cords coming out of my room, and it is a bit of a mess. I will have to deal with that, but just to show you, I have the fan and the fountain plugged into this outlet here, and this is just going to be constantly running. It's not on a timer or anything. And then down the hall, I have the lights plugged into this extension cord, which is plugged into a timer. So these things are really like not too expensive. You can get them at any hardware store. I got mine from Home Depot, and they come with instructions on how to set them. So I did this instead of getting some sort of like smart power bar, just because I already had one of these and I'm using it for a different grow light. So I just have them all plugged into the same outlet. So yeah, that's what we're looking like at the moment. I will probably add some stuff onto this later on. I haven't quite decided if I want to do a pegboard at the back or if I want to drill some holes, get these cords a little more neat, maybe get that light bulb coming in from the top. We'll see. It is a bit difficult to close the door all the way with all those cords, so I kind of have to just push it in at the top, but it will stick after I push it a little bit, so that's fine. One thing that Planterior Decorator mentioned in her video is that she wanted to get some lampshades for these lights because they are so blindingly bright, and it is right across from my bed, and I don't have any sort of like shade paper on it or anything, so it's going to be pretty bright. However, I'm going to be using that to my advantage in order to help me wake up in the morning. So since I have it on a timer, I'm going to time it so that it comes on right when I want to wake up. And I have that light there, plus this other grow light on my dresser. So if they all come on at the same time, I'm hoping that it will help with my seasonal affective disorder as well as just generally getting up in the morning. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure how much my partner is going to like that, but we're just going to try it out. Also, I do have this humidifier in my room, and this is controlling the ambient humidity. I have it set to 60%. It'll automatically come on if the humidity goes below 55%. So yeah, this will just control the relative humidity in my room, and that will also contribute to the overall humidity in the cabinet itself. So I just have that running most of the time. As you can see, I need to refill it soon. If I were to get a humidifier again, I don't think I would choose this one. I really want a humidifier that can be filled from the top so that I don't have to take it apart every time I want to fill it. But other than that, that's my only complaint about this unit. It is extremely handy, and I really like the fact that you can just program it and leave it. This is the Levoit humidifier. I got this on Amazon. I will link it below as well. It has a cool mist function, a warm mist function, and then you can also just set it to constantly run if you just want to pump out humidity 24/7. I don't know why you would want to do that. Maybe if you live in the desert, but it's really easy to just set it and then forget it. Okay, so day 2 update. I've had the unit running for about 24 hours now, and the humidity has gone up to 79%, which is good. It was down floating around 60%. When I first set it up, I had the humidity or hygrometer thing just down by the fountain. Apparently higher up, it is a bit higher in humidity. I don't know exactly why. I'm going to try moving the hygrometer just around the unit a few times to see if it makes a difference in the reading. But yeah, 79%, I'm pretty happy with that. That's basically where I want it for my Hoyas especially. I want them to get lots of nice humidity so that they get big and lush. So I switched it up and decided to just do my cord management all from the bottom of the unit. I don't have a lot of space in my bedroom for all these cords, and unfortunately there's not an outlet really close by where I have the cabinet. So I've just opened it up here so you can see. So I've decided to just stick everything in the bottom for now. This might change in the future if I get more plants that I want to put down here, or if I decide to move the unit somewhere else. But right now I just really wanted it in my bedroom, so this is what I'm gonna do. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure how safe this is, honestly. There is quite a mess of cords there and quite a few things plugged in. So I don't know if I would recommend doing this, but this is just kind of my situation at the moment. It is actually really quiet with the fan on, with the door closed. The weather stripping is working really well. The humidity just went down because I opened the door, but it was at 78 still, so it seems that it's gonna be sitting pretty comfortably around that like 70 75 to 80% humidity mark, which is great. So yeah, I think I pretty much have it set up exactly how I want it for now, and we'll see how it goes. I do want to get a pothos plant to put on top so that I can have it trailing down the side, but pothos right now are going for like $25 for a fairly small basket at Lowe's, so I figured I'll just propagate some from the pothos that I already have. Okay, so after a couple days, I am having some issues with these cord organizers coming unstuck, specifically just the ones right at the base. So I'm gonna add some more in and hopefully that fixes the problem. I just wanted to point that out just in case it becomes a bigger problem later on. I might not recommend using the cord organizers. If you look at Planteria Decorator's video, she has a different method of hanging these using the pegboards and some hooks. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about this at the moment. The same thing did happen with the top one, but I have since fixed it. So I'm just gonna pop another one on there and hopefully it stays up this time. So I've now had the cabinet for about 3 weeks and I've had a little bit of time to gather my thoughts. So overall, I would say that I'm very satisfied with the way that it's turned out. The humidity, especially if I water my plants pretty often, which you do have to under these lights, the humidity stays pretty consistently like in the 90s. I do have the fan going constantly and I have been experimenting with different fan speeds. I find that keeping it on like the medium speed seems to be working. I do think that I will probably put some more fans like at the very top level just to have that extra air circulation. But overall, it seems to be going well. I really like the fountain for humidity. As Planteria Decorator mentioned in her video, it's not like a super moist and like steamy humidity as you would get with a humidifier. It's more of a gentle humidity, which seems to be working really well. And my hygrometer is always in the upper 80s to lower 90s, sometimes even higher, depending on if they've just been watered or not. As for the lights, I am floored. I've seen new growth on so many of my plants since putting them into this cabinet. Specifically, my Skindapsus Pictus Silvery Ann, you can't really see it because it's right below the light, but I had it for several months as a cutting and it just now started pushing out new growth, so that's awesome. Same with my Hoya Compacta. I have a variegated Hoya Compacta in there that was pretty much decimated when I got it in the mail and lost almost all of its leaves, and it is now pushing out growth at 2 different points, so that is amazing, especially considering that it's such a slow grower. And then up here, you can't really see it, but my Begonia maculata was also going through a real struggle. It dropped a ton of leaves and it is now pushing out new growth as well. So overall, I'm extremely satisfied with the lights in terms of their power. However, I am still having some struggles with the cords staying up. I think that I need to come up with a better long-term solution, possibly reinforcing some of the cord organizers with some really strong tape or something. I'm not really sure yet, but for now I have a really big bag of the cord organizers. I'm pretty sure it came in like a 50 pack. So I've just been replacing them as they fall down, which is working fine for now. I do still have the bottom level of the cabinet dedicated to just like the cords and the fan. That might change in the future, but at the moment that's working for me. I don't have too many plants that I want to put in here that would fit in this like smaller width of a cabinet. So I think I'm just going to keep the bottom for the fan and the cords and just leave it like that for now. But yes, again, in the future, I might change things. I might get some pegboard. We'll see. Currently rocking that student loan budget, so it might be a while, but this was a Christmas present for my partner, so that's why I got to put this together. I guess another note about the lights is since they are so strong, I have a few little propagations down here and little tiny cups with sphagnum moss, and I do have to keep a close eye on those because they dry out super quick. I'd say I'm watering them every 3 to 4 days just to make sure that the sphagnum doesn't completely dry out on me, but that's fine. And then at the very top where I have all my Hoyas, it doesn't seem to dry out quite as quickly, I think because the fan is a little bit further down, so those get watered more on a weekly basis, approximately, a little bit more sometimes. I'll just take you through one final quick tour of what I have set up in there at the moment. Okay, so this is my final setup. I mean, I say final, but I will probably continue to switch out plants and keep experimenting, but this is what I have in here at the moment. So I'm just gonna open it up and take you inside. So yeah, as you can see, the humidity is pretty high. I just opened the door, so it's going down a bit, but keeps it nice and humid for my Hoyas, which I love. Next level down, I have the fountain, and then right beside it, my Begonia maculata. And as you can see, it's got some new growth coming out, which is awesome. Some more down there as well. We love to see it. And then down here, I have just stuffed it full. Yeah, see, this is the struggle with the lights. They keep falling. I just keep having to push them back up and reposition them, which is super annoying. You can see the new growth point on my Silvery Anne. I stuck one of my new Philodendron Silver Sword in here just to see how it does. The other one is in my bathroom. There's a Hoya Sunrise cutting here. And my Mandula Pothos, which is also putting out new growth just back here since I put it in here. So that is amazing. And then on the bottom, I've got the fan, all of the cords. The cord here is, I'm a little bit concerned that it's gonna start to get frayed from all of the opening and closing. So I think sooner or later, I am gonna have to drill a hole in the bottom for better cord organization so that I can just get them running out the bottom instead of the side. But it's doing okay for now. So yeah, that is what we're working with right now. All right, so that was my hopefully somewhat quick overview of my Detolf Ikea greenhouse cabinet. I hope you liked it and found it informative, that it inspires you to put together your own greenhouse cabinet. I know that this is super trendy right now, and for good reason. It's an amazing way to keep your plants warm and humid and well lit over the winter months. And that's especially important in a climate like Edmonton, Alberta, where the air is super dry. It's really great to have that humidity and that light because the sun is going down at like 4 o'clock now. Anyway, so yes, I highly recommend doing one of these yourself if you can. If you want to save a bit of money, definitely check out Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace or thrift stores and see if you can find a cabinet like this. That's like one of the main expenses, is just the cabinet itself. And then from there, you can also find grow lights on Kijiji sometimes. I just opted to go with these bulbs because I wanted to follow the tutorial. But I did see some grow lights at Home Depot that probably would have fit in this cabinet on a diagonal that were, I think, around $30 to $40 each, so that's another option. It's a comparable price and it would help with the whole cord organization thing and the lights falling down. I am thinking about getting lampshades. That's another thing that was mentioned in Plantaria Decorators video, just to help with in the morning when the lights come on. It's like super bright and it's facing, like, my bed is like right here. It definitely wakes you up in the morning. I've been using it as an alarm clock. I have all of the lights on timers, so they're all plugged into a timer, and I have it set to wake me up at 5 a.m., which some days is not exactly pleasant, but it definitely wakes me up. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more planty videos in the future. Thanks guys, bye.